think I just lost myself and I made some mistakes, and I'm just in the process of cleaning the mess up and taking responsibility for that.
From the iconic tunes of Phil Spector to the fall of a comedic legend like Bill Cosby, this video brings to light the dark side of some revered celebrities. Delving into the trials and tribulations of 15 celebrities who committed terrible crimes, we explore the unfortunate reality that stardom and criminal behavior sometimes intersect. Their narratives hold lessons about power, privilege, and the human capacity for error. Number 1. Phil Spector, notorious music producer. Born in 1939, Phil Spector was a celebrated music producer renowned for his wall of sound production method that revolutionized pop music in the 1960s. He worked with eminent groups such as the Beatles and the Righteous Brothers, creating chart-topping hits that etched his name in the annals of music history. But beneath his successful career lay a man plagued by deep-seated issues. Spector's private life was characterized by tumult and violence. His ex-wife, Ronnie Bennett, of the girl group The Ronettes, accused him of psychological torment, claiming he kept her a prisoner in their own home. This disturbing behavior set a precedent for Spector's worst act, which took place on February 3, 2003. Actress Lana Clarkson was found dead at Spector's mansion in Alhambra, California. She had been shot in the mouth. Spector, who was at the mansion when the police arrived, told his driver that he had accidentally killed her. He later retracted this statement, asserting that Clarkson had died by suicide. The case was anything but clear-cut. The subsequent trials cast a pall over Spector's legendary reputation. In 2007, the first trial ended in a hung jury, with the jurors unable to reach a unanimous verdict. However, 2 years later, in 2009, after 5 months of testimony and 3 weeks of jury deliberation, Spector was found guilty of second-degree murder. The man who had once stood at the pinnacle of the music industry was sentenced to 19 years to life in prison. The fall of Phil Spector was a shocking reminder that fame and talent offer no immunity from the law. His illustrious career was forever marred by the horrific act that led to Lana Clarkson's untimely death, reflecting a tragic dissonance between his public image and his private actions. Number 2. Mark Wahlberg, from delinquent to superstar. Mark Wahlberg's journey from a troubled youth in Boston to a Hollywood A-lister is a story of redemption laced with disturbing instances of violent behavior. Known for his roles in critically acclaimed films like Boogie Nights, The Fighter, and The Departed, Wahlberg's past holds a narrative far removed from the charismatic characters he often portrays on screen. The youngest of 9 children, Wahlberg dropped out of school at 14 and got involved in substance abuse and petty crimes. His most notorious incident occurred in April 1988, when he was just 16 years old. In a racially motivated attack, Wahlberg assaulted 2 Vietnamese men. The first victim, Thon Lam, was struck with a wooden stick, leaving him unconscious. Later the same day, Wahlberg punched another Vietnamese man, Johnny Trin, in the eye. Arrested and charged with attempted murder, Wahlberg pleaded guilty to assault and was sentenced to 2 years in Suffolk County Deer Island House of Correction. He ultimately served only 45 days of his sentence, but the incident left a lasting stain on his reputation. It became a grim reminder of the hatred and violence that marked his formative years. The aftermath of this crime saw Wahlberg slowly reform himself. He first found fame as a rapper, Marky Mark, fronting the band Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. He then transitioned to modeling and eventually found his calling in acting. His performance in The Basketball Diaries alongside Leonardo DiCaprio marked the beginning of his successful acting career. Over the years, Wahlberg has publicly expressed regret over his past actions. He attempted to have his criminal record expunged in 2014, expressing remorse for his actions and citing his subsequent philanthropic work with troubled youths. However, he dropped the pardon request in 2016 after it garnered significant public criticism, with many arguing that his celebrity status shouldn't absolve him of past crimes. Today, Wahlberg is not just known for his acting prowess, but also as a producer, businessman, and philanthropist. His story is seen by some as a testament to personal change and redemption. However, his early life of crime and violence serves as a stark reminder of a time when prejudice fueled his actions. Although Wahlberg has worked to distance himself from his past, the severity of his crimes is still a contentious point. The story of Mark Wahlberg is a complex one, blurring the lines between redemption and accountability. This narrative offers a window into how society grapples with the transgressions of its celebrities, often oscillating between condemnation and forgiveness. Number 3. Mike Tyson, A Life of Extremes. Mike Tyson, nicknamed Iron Mike, is often remembered for his extraordinary career as a professional boxer. Known for his ferocity in the ring, Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion in history at just 20 years old. However, his professional achievements have been overshadowed by a life marred by controversy, criminal activity, and extreme behavior. Tyson's life outside the ring was as tumultuous as his boxing career. Raised in a tough Brooklyn neighborhood, he had a troubled childhood, filled with crime and hardship. After a series of juvenile arrests, Tyson was sent to a reform school in upstate New York, where he began training as a boxer. His natural talent caught the eye of the legendary boxing coach Cus D'Amato, who became a mentor to the young Tyson and guided him to early professional success. Despite his ascension to stardom, Tyson struggled with personal issues, including drug and alcohol addiction. His tumultuous marriage to actress Robin Givens ended in divorce following allegations of domestic violence. But the most significant blow to Tyson's public image came in 1992 when he was convicted of raping Desiree Washington, a contestant in the Miss Black America pageant. Tyson's trial and subsequent conviction were widely covered in the media. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison, but was released on parole after serving 3. The conviction marked a turning point in Tyson's career, as he was banned from professional boxing for a year. After his release, Tyson attempted to reclaim his position in the boxing world, but failed to achieve his previous dominance. In a notorious 1997 match against Evander Holyfield, Tyson was disqualified for biting Holyfield's ear, an act that further cemented his reputation as a volatile and unpredictable figure. In the years following his boxing career, Tyson has attempted to rehabilitate his image, appearing in films, TV shows, and even starring in a one-man Broadway show. He has spoken candidly about his past, acknowledging his mistakes and expressing regret for his actions. The story of Mike Tyson is one of extremes, characterized by incredible success and debilitating lows. His criminal past and the subsequent attempts at redemption reveal a complex individual struggling with personal demons while in the harsh glare of public scrutiny. Tyson's life serves as a reminder that fame and success can often mask deeper issues, and that even the greatest talents can fall from grace. Number 4. Robert Blake, A Murder Mystery. Robert Blake, born Michael James Gubitosi, was a revered figure in Hollywood, known for his roles in Cold Blood and the television series Beretta. However, his illustrious acting career was eclipsed by a murder accusation that sparked one of the most sensational trials in Hollywood history. The incident that turned Blake's life upside down occurred on May 4, 2001. His wife of 6 months, Bonnie Lee Backley, was shot to death while waiting in their car outside Vitello's restaurant in Studio City, Los Angeles. Blake claimed that he had returned to the restaurant to retrieve a gun he'd left behind and found Backley shot upon his return. The weapon used for the murder was found discarded in a dumpster near the scene, but it held no fingerprints or definitive evidence linking Blake to the crime. Backley had a controversial background. She was involved in several fraudulent schemes and had previously been convicted for using credit card fraud to steal from lonely men. Her relationships were numerous and tumultuous, leading to speculation about potential enemies who might have wanted her dead. However, Blake quickly became the primary suspect. His erratic behavior and unemotional response to Backley's death did little to help his case. In 2002, Blake was arrested and charged with Backley's murder, with the prosecution alleging that he had tried to hire several hitmen to kill his wife before deciding to do it himself. The trial that followed was a media spectacle, full of twists and turns that further solidified its place as a high-profile Hollywood murder mystery. However, the jury found Blake not guilty in 2005, citing a lack of convincing evidence. The prosecution's case was largely circumstantial, hinging on the testimony of 2 stuntmen who claimed Blake had solicited them to murder Backley. The jury questioned their credibility, as both had histories of drug use and criminal behavior. Despite his acquittal, Blake's ordeal didn't end there. In a civil suit brought forward by Backley's children in 2005, Blake was found liable for wrongful death and ordered to pay $30 million in damages, a ruling he appealed unsuccessfully. The Robert Blake murder case has remained a controversial and much-debated topic, bringing into question the line between celebrity, justice, and public perception. His career never recovered from the scandal, and his legacy has been irrevocably tainted by the accusations. The narrative surrounding Blake serves as a stark reminder of the enduring impacts of crime allegations on a celebrity's public image, regardless of their professional accomplishments. Number 5. O.J. Simpson, the trial of the century. O.J. Simpson's illustrious career as a football player, sportscaster, and actor was forever overshadowed by his infamous trial for murder, a spectacle so renowned that it was termed the trial of the century. His case was not only a high-profile legal battle, but also a touchstone for the nation's fraught conversations about race, celebrity, and justice. The incident that sparked the trial occurred on June 12, 1994, when Nicole Brown Simpson, O.J. Simpson's ex-wife, and her friend Ronald Goldman were found brutally murdered outside her Brentwood home in Los Angeles. Simpson quickly emerged as a prime suspect, leading to a televised, low-speed police chase that gripped the nation and served as a prelude to the sensational trial that was to follow. The prosecution presented a substantial amount of evidence, including a blood trail, the infamous bloody glove, and Simpson's history of domestic violence against Nicole Brown Simpson. The defense, led by a team of high-profile lawyers, including Robert Shapiro, Johnny Cochran, and Alan Dershowitz, challenged the prosecution's case on every front, arguing that the evidence was contaminated and implicating the LAPD in a racially motivated conspiracy against Simpson. The trial, which was broadcast live, captivated the nation. The jury, composed mostly of black women, deliberated for only 4 hours before acquitting Simpson of both murders in October 1995. The verdict split the nation along racial lines, with many black Americans viewing the acquittal as a victory against a racially biased justice system, while many white Americans believed a guilty man had gone free. Simpson's legal troubles were far from over. In 1997, he was found liable for the wrongful deaths of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman in a civil suit and was ordered to pay $33.5 million in damages to the victims' families, a judgment that has largely gone unpaid. Years later, Simpson was sentenced to up to 33 years in prison for a 2007 armed robbery and kidnapping in Las Vegas, a crime he claimed was an attempt to retrieve his stolen memorabilia. He was granted parole in 2017 after serving 9 years. The story of O.J. Simpson is a cautionary tale of fame, perceived invincibility, and a spectacular fall from grace. It also represents a moment of national reflection on the intersections of race, celebrity, and the criminal justice system. Despite the legal rulings, public opinion remains divided on Simpson's guilt or innocence, making his case one of the most contentious and enduring sagas in American cultural history. Number 6. Roman Palansky, Escaping Justice. Roman Palansky, the acclaimed director of films like Rosemary's Baby and Chinatown, is a figure who has managed to evade the full brunt of justice. His crime was not hidden or covered up, but instead was a story of international scandal and legal evasion. In 1977, Palansky was arrested and charged with drugging and raping a 13-year-old girl, Samantha Geimer, at Jack Nicholson's home in Los Angeles. Palansky pled guilty to the lesser charge of unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor and underwent psychiatric evaluation for 42 days. However, fearing a harsh sentence, he fled to France before his sentencing. Despite his admission of guilt, Palansky has managed to avoid extradition to the United States for over 4 decades, residing in countries that do not have extradition treaties with the U.S. His career has continued unabated, even winning an Academy Award in 2003 for The Pianist, a victory met with controversy due to his fugitive status. Palansky's case is a stark example of a celebrity avoiding legal consequences due to international boundaries and the limitations of extradition treaties. Despite his crimes, he continues to live freely, evoking difficult questions about justice, privilege, and the extent to which artistic genius can overshadow heinous personal misconduct. Number 7. Winona Ryder, shoplifting stardom. Winona Ryder, beloved for roles in movies such as Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, and Little Women, faced a public scandal in 2001 when she was arrested for shoplifting over $5,500 worth of merchandise from Saks Fifth Avenue in Beverly Hills. The incident was highly publicized, leading to a media circus surrounding her trial. Found guilty of felony grand theft and vandalism in 2002, Ryder was sentenced to 3 years of probation, 480 hours of community service, and was fined and ordered to pay restitution to the store. Ryder's case was unique because, unlike many celebrities who faced more severe criminal charges, her crime seemed petty and unnecessary given her wealth and status. This incident tarnished her image, leading to a professional hiatus that lasted several years. However, Ryder managed to revive her career with a stellar performance in the Netflix series Stranger Things. Her shoplifting case serves as a peculiar example of a star's fall from grace and subsequent return to the limelight, highlighting the potential for redemption and public forgiveness in the face of minor criminal transgressions. Number 8. Mel Gibson, anti-Semitic rant and domestic violence. Mel Gibson, famed for his roles in Braveheart and Lethal Weapon, has a career that's been marred by incidents of violent outbursts and offensive rhetoric. The Australian-American actor and director's transgressions have highlighted the dangerous implications of celebrity power and the potential for redemption after public disgrace. Gibson's troubles began in 2006, when he was arrested for drunk driving in Malibu. During the arrest, he unleashed a tirade of anti-Semitic comments, leading to widespread condemnation and significant harm to his reputation. Despite issuing an apology, the incident marked the beginning of Gibson's fall from grace. His image suffered further damage in 2010, when his former partner Oksana Grigorieva accused him of domestic violence. Recordings of Gibson's verbally abusive and threatening phone calls were leaked to the public, further exposing his violent and hateful tendencies. Gibson pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor battery charge and was sentenced to probation and counseling. Gibson's actions and the subsequent fallout bring into question how society deals with prominent figures who exhibit violent and discriminatory behavior. Despite his controversial past, Gibson continues to work in Hollywood, earning an Oscar nomination in 2017 for directing Hacksaw Ridge. His ability to regain professional traction raises complex questions about forgiveness, accountability, and the tolerance of unacceptable behavior in the entertainment industry. Number 9. Shawn Penn, brushes with the law. Two-time Academy Award winner Shawn Penn is no stranger to controversy. Known for his intense on-screen performances and his off-screen political activism, Penn's rebellious nature has led him into several encounters with the law. In the 1980s, Penn had multiple run-ins due to his aggressive behavior. He served 33 days of a 60-day jail sentence in 1987 for assaulting a photographer on a film set, highlighting his volatile temper. His tumultuous marriage to pop star Madonna was fraught with allegations of domestic abuse, further marring his reputation. Penn's legal issues extended into the 21st century. In 2010, he was sentenced to 3 years of probation and 300 hours of community service for kicking a photographer, illustrating a continued pattern of violent behavior. Despite these transgressions, Penn remains a respected figure in the film industry and a vocal advocate for various humanitarian causes. Shawn Penn's story presents a paradox of a man who, despite his contributions to the cinematic world and humanitarian efforts, carries a history of violent incidents. His life underscores the complicated ways in which society grapples with the dichotomy of creative genius and personal flaws. Number 10. Christian Slater, substance abuse and assault. Christian Slater, known for his roles in Heathers, True Romance, and Mr. Robot, has had a series of run-ins with the law over the years. His struggles with substance abuse and violent behavior have painted a dark backdrop to his Hollywood success. Slater's legal troubles began in the late 1980s with arrests for drunk driving and attempted assault. His most serious incident occurred in 1997 when, under the influence of alcohol and drugs, he assaulted his girlfriend and a police officer. The episode resulted in a 3-month jail sentence, 3 months in a residential treatment program, and a stint on probation. Despite these early legal issues, Slater managed to maintain a successful acting career. However, his problems resurfaced in 2005 when he was arrested for sexual harassment, though the charges were later dropped. Throughout his struggles, Slater has been open about his battles with substance abuse and has sought treatment on numerous occasions. His story is one of a troubled star wrestling with personal demons under public scrutiny, revealing the often challenging journey toward redemption in the public eye. Number 11. Chris Brown assaulting Rihanna. In 2009, R&B singer Chris Brown shocked the world when he was arrested for assaulting his then-girlfriend, pop superstar Rihanna. The incident, which took place the night before the Grammy Awards, revealed a dark side to the young, talented artist and incited an important conversation about domestic violence. Brown was charged with felony assault and making criminal threats, to which he pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to 5 years of probation, 1 year of domestic violence counseling, and 6 months of community service. The high-profile case led to a significant backlash, with many fans and fellow artists expressing their outrage. The assault on Rihanna wasn't Brown's last run-in with the law. He's had several incidents since, including a 2013 charge for felony assault in Washington, D.C., and multiple restraining orders filed by ex-girlfriends citing threats of violence. Brown's violent behavior and the legal repercussions have impacted his career, with several radio stations refusing to play his music and venues canceling his shows. Yet, he continues to maintain a successful career, sparking debates about the public's willingness to overlook violent behavior in the face of talent. Brown's story underscores the persistent issue of domestic violence and the broader conversation about accountability in the music industry. Number 12. Lindsay Lohan, a downward spiral. Lindsay Lohan, once a promising child star known for films like The Parent Trap and Mean Girls, has had a tumultuous journey marked by legal troubles and substance abuse, turning her life into a spectacle of public downfall. Lohan's troubles began in 2007 when she was arrested for drunk driving and cocaine possession. This arrest marked the beginning of a cycle of legal issues, rehab stints, probation violations, and court appearances that dominated her life for several years. She served a 14-day jail sentence in 2010 for violating probation and was subsequently ordered to spend 90 days in a locked rehab facility. In addition to her substance-related offenses, Lohan has faced charges for theft and assault, adding to her lengthy list of legal woes. Despite attempts to revive her acting career, her professional endeavors have often been overshadowed by her off-screen issues. Lohan's struggles have unfolded under intense media scrutiny, turning her personal issues into a public spectacle. Her story serves as a cautionary tale about the pressures of fame at a young age and the challenges of navigating adulthood under the watchful eye of the public. Number 13. Charlie Sheen, substance abuse and assault allegations. Charlie Sheen, a well-known actor from hit shows like 2.5 Men and Spin City, has a history fraught with substance abuse issues and allegations of violent behavior. His public unraveling in 2011 highlighted the toll that substance abuse and mental health issues can take on an individual, even one of Hollywood fame. Sheen's issues with substance abuse have been well documented, leading to several rehab stints and significant impacts on his professional life, including his dismissal from 2.5 Men. However, it's his violent behavior and multiple allegations of assault against women that have significantly tainted his image. Several of Sheen's partners, including Denise Richards and Brooke Mueller, have filed restraining orders against him, citing threats and abusive behavior. In addition, he has faced lawsuits from ex-partners for exposing them to HIV, which he publicly disclosed he had in 2015. Despite his professional successes, Sheen's personal life has been a tumultuous saga of legal problems, health issues, and public breakdowns. His narrative underscores the unfortunate intersection of fame, substance abuse, and violence, revealing the deep-seated issues that can often lie beneath the surface of Hollywood glitz and glamour. Number 14. Martha Stewart, insider trading scandal. Martha Stewart, a household name associated with domestic perfection, shocked the world in 2004 when she was convicted in a high-profile insider trading case. A style icon and multimedia mogul, Stewart's case is a salient example of a celebrity ensnared in a white-collar crime scandal. The case began in 2001 when Stewart sold shares of Clone Systems, a biopharmaceutical company, just a day before the Food and Drug Administration rejected the company's new drug, causing its stock to plummet. The timing of the sale led to an investigation into whether Stewart had acted on non-public information. In 2004, Stewart was found guilty of conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and making false statements to investigators. She was sentenced to 5 months in prison, 5 months of home confinement, and 2 years probation. Her conviction was a significant blow to her image and business, causing her to step down as CEO and chairwoman of her company, Martha Stewart Living Omnimedia. Despite the scandal, Stewart managed to rebuild her brand after her release from prison, returning to television and expanding her business ventures. Her story presents a complex narrative of professional downfall and resilience, raising questions about accountability, reputation, and recovery in the public eye. Number 15. Bill Cosby, a comedic legend's downfall. Bill Cosby, once revered as America's dad for his role on The Cosby Show, saw his reputation and career implode amid numerous allegations of sexual assault. Cosby's downfall is one of the most significant in recent memory, symbolizing a powerful figure held accountable for his actions. The first allegations against Cosby surfaced in 2005 when Andrea Constand, a former Temple University employee, accused him of drugging and sexually assaulting her. While this case was initially settled out of court, it laid the groundwork for what would become an avalanche of similar accusations from more than 60 women, detailing incidents that spanned several decades. In 2018, in a second trial following a 2017 mistrial, Cosby was found guilty of 3 counts of aggravated, indecent assault against Constand. He was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison. The verdict marked a significant moment in the #Me Too movement, showcasing a shift in societal attitudes toward believing survivors of sexual assault. Cosby's case is a dark chapter in the history of Hollywood, illuminating the industry's systemic issues of power, manipulation, and silence. His story serves as a stark reminder that even the most respected figures can fall from grace when their transgressions are brought to light.